What's up, everybody? It's Bill. Big Brother just went off. Episode 2, nomination day. Willie won HOH, and, he had to make his decision. It doesn't really surprise me that, he calls Frank down or up to make a deal with him, and then blatantly throws him on the block. It wasn't really even a strategic move, because this is the problem when you have coaches and teams, because you technically don't run your own HOH, because you have an alliance, and your alliance expects you to put up certain people. They didn't specifically say put up Frank, but they said, hey, you need to put somebody off over there. He looks at it, He looks at it and goes, he looks at it and says, okay, well, let me put, one from each team, some of the strongest people. I don't know how strong Kara is. I haven't really even seen her do anything. So, she's just kind of just there. I don't know, guess the editing or something. I haven't watched any of the live feeds yet. I've been pretty busy. So hopefully I can watch some of that. But so he puts up Frank and he puts up Kara. It just shows like where Willie's head is at. He calls him. He didn't have to call him up there to the HOH room. He didn't have to try to make a deal. He didn't have to try to get onto his level, but he did. And then he blatantly puts him on the block. This is gonna come out, and this is gonna be a really bad thing for Willie, because half the house already knows he's Russell's brother. The other half is gonna find out, and when they find out, Frank's gonna call him out on it, and then the Hand's reputation of reality TV is now in the Big Brother house, and now he has a giant target on himself. When Boogie won the coach's challenge and gave it to Ian, pretty much saved Ian possibly for the next few weeks, because the next couple HOHs, everything is going to get real strategic, and the players are going to start gunning for themselves, and it's going to be personal after that. And I think he will benefit from getting past the initial target of the first week of, well, we don't really know where everybody stands, but this guy is annoying as hell. This guy is really weird, and we want to get him out of here because he's bothering us. 3-4 weeks into the game, it's going to be harder for them to get him out, because he's just going to float, and there's not really going to be a place to get him out. They're always going to go for the stronger, faster people that are actually winning stuff instead of just a floater. And on the Ian thing, him doing those weird things looked very set up. It looked fake. How he just does the whole climbing under the couch thing, or the table, or or talking to himself and flexing and spanking himself. It doesn't seem real. It just seems like it's production value. It just seems like I don't know, talking to yourself and walking around. I understand talking to yourself to a certain extent, but just doing it to do it, I don't know about that. That just that really didn't make any sense to me, at all. Boogie and Dan making their alliance, and Janelle and Brittany making their alliance, and the house is already split, the house is already divided, and I'm surprised that Boogie didn't think that Janelle would be coming after him so quick. They have history together. He got her evicted, and I just don't see how, that he didn't think they were going to come hard and fast, because, all you have to do is get the other team out, and then the coach is out. So, I'm surprised that when Dan asked him if you think the other two are working together, he was like, no, no, no. He's like, no, because it looks like he thinks that they're just coasting, but in actuality, they already have the plan. They already put the plan in motion, and you've seen that when the nominations came up, and they both looked at each other. They both looked up and was just like, "Oh shit just got real." Like, yeah, it did. It got real. Where your guys, your top players are on the block. So that the have not room is straight up atrocious. They're gonna hurt people this season with that like spiral bed looking thing. Like honestly, some people are gonna get on that thing and you are seriously gonna be hurting. Cause like, how do you sleep on a slant? Like, if that was me, I'd just sleep on the floor. But they probably wouldn't even let people do that. They'll probably, come over the loudspeaker and tell you to get in your bed. So, that, should play a role into the game. I was expecting them to, maybe have like stand up beds with a little curve, and they strap them in at night or something, like something that's just horrible that you do not want to do that. Like cold showers for a week, not really a big deal. Slop, how bad can it really be? But sleeping standing up or on an incline, that's when it starts to get into people's heads, man. Like that will really hurt some people. What else I like to see is they didn't really show it, but when Boogie said, we only get a certain amount of food for the week or in the house, and then there's no more until they restock it. It shows that there's another side of Big Brother that we don't get to see is production. And even if you watch live feeds, they come on the loudspeakers. They're not talk about production, and like it would be great to see that aspect of it. But now you kind of see how production and things in the house, like like food, is affecting nominations, and it is a thing. Like he wasn't going to get nominated, but they were just like, hey, listen, if this guy cooks all the food and starts throwing out food and starts doing everything with the food, this guy uses, a dozen eggs, to make a souffle that nobody eats and they chuck it in the garbage. We're not getting eggs for maybe 2-3 weeks. And that has an effect on the game, so like to see, a little bit more of that. I just still have this big problem with them as in Big Brother, casting old members or old players, like, because people are influenced by those people. They are fans, and then when you're a fan of somebody who you watched in the show that's there and you're on their team, you're not playing for yourself anymore. You're playing for them. You're playing for yourself in a thing, but you're not gonna go outside your alliance to do it. You're not gonna do what's in your best interest. You're gonna go with the flow until either A, it's too late, or B, you win. So like, I want to see a Big Brother with a fresh start, fresh people, new people, nobody, no coaches, no teams, no all-stars, no nothing, no bringing people back, nothing. I want 14 or 12 or whatever it is, brand new people that nobody says boo to, nobody's cousins, brother, aunt, I don't even want this person to be on one of their Twitter pages, nothing. So that's just my thing. So I'm ready to see the video. Can't even talk. Ready to see the veto coming up.